We at ITMB have produced over 300 episodes of Aradhana. In this very studio, in this interview-based program, which was about spirituality and Hinduism, the interviewer was none other than Mr. Anand Atal, who is no longer with us. He passed away peacefully on July 30th. His family was present with him. We at ITMB would like to honor his memory.
Usually people dread going back to work on Mondays after the weekend. But for myself, Mondays were always very special. Because Atalji would be in the studio, all thoroughly prepped with an exciting gupshup topic. And more often than not, whenever we opened the show, we opened it with a smile through the glass partition. Atalji reminded me 1,000 times that his first name was Anand and not Atalji. But then nobody referred to him by his first name. So he was Atalji. And whenever I called him Atalji on the show, I would regret it and then smack myself on the head, and that would make him smile. He inspired people to explore the world, to enjoy and experience what's out there. He inspired youth and kids to aim higher, to reach for the stars and never give up. I'll always remember his contagious enthusiasm, his dedication, his brilliant insights on the show, not to mention his benevolent spirit and his amazing humble personality. We'll sorely miss you, Atalji.
Over the course of the 7 years that I knew Mr. Anand Atal, I knew that in his professional life, he had two great passions. One was Aradhana. Aradhana was a TV show that aired on Omni TV over the past 7 years, and we did over 300 episodes together. And while I was the host of the show, I know that the show was successful only because of Mr. Anand Atal and his interviews. He had so much background information done, whether it was recruiting people to be interviewed on the show, bringing guests over to his house to do preparation interviews, background research. He did all of it. And it really showed that he had a passion for Hindu thought and spirituality. And that's the major reason why the show stayed on for so long and had a lasting influence on people's lives. Another great passion of Mr. Anand Atal was youth, and in particular, career planning and having youth find a path for themselves. After retiring from the Burnaby School District, Mr. Atal opened up Atal Educational Consultants, where he helped youth find career paths for themselves. Mr. Atal was also an avid part of the India Club and in starting the AAA Awards. And he also held an active part in the Career Fest, again, an initiative to help youth find career paths and make positive choices regarding the future. On a personal level, I know that Mr. Anand Atal took a great interest in my life. When I graduated from university, we went out for lunch together and we discussed my future goals, which was a constant discussion between us. When I was dating my fiancée and when we got to get married, he took an avid interest in the wedding preparations. And it truly was a sad occasion that he couldn't come to our wedding because of his illness. I pray for strength to his wife, Appaji, his daughters, Amy and Anjali, his sons-in-laws and grandchildren. Mr. Atal really was a genuine person. There was no duplicity in the way he acted or thought, no ulterior motives or anything like that. Mr. Atal was just a very true human being, and I truly feel blessed that I had him in my life. Thank you, Mr. Atal, for everything that you've done.
Mr. Anand Atal was a science teacher with the Burnaby School Board. Apart from science, his other favorite topics were space and, of course, spirituality. At ITMB, he played two roles. With our radio station, every Monday he would co-host our gupshup program and talk about school, schooling, kids, parenting, and of course, science and space, which was my favorite topic. And on Aradhana, for our television program, he would interview visiting dignitaries and he would prepare his program on every topic with diligence. His questions were thought-provoking, and each and every program of Aradhana has been a memorable one. We will miss him a lot. When he got sick in May 2007, Aradhana went into repeats. I could not think of another person who could take his place and continue doing Aradhana. Eventually, last month, we stopped Aradhana. Mr. Atal passed away on July 30th, very peacefully at home. He will be missed by all of us at ITMB. We pray to God to give his family enough strength to live without him. He will be sorely missed.